So let's start with today's session. It's already 6:05. Let me share the screen. Okay. So hello everyone. I'm Anjali from APTTI, Aspiring Professional Teachers Training Institute, and I will be conducting today's webinar. And the topic is resume building and interview questions. So according to you, what is an interview? What do you understand by an interview? You can unmute yourself and speak if you have any idea.
Ma'am, interview is about asking about what qualification you have, what experience you have, and that stuff.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay. An interview is basically a meeting where the interviewer who is going to take your interview will
About
ask.
how qualified we are suitable for the job.
Okay. Yes, so as I was saying, an interview is basically a meeting where the interviewer who is going to take your interview will ask you questions to find out whether you're suitable for the job or not. Your focus is going to get the job, and the interviewer will focus on what are the things you are going to offer them. And on basis of that, you are going to select it. Probing questions. These are the questions that they might ask you. Not exactly the same, but this is the idea, and I will give you the answers accordingly. First is, why did you decide to become a teacher? Make sure before saying anything, be honest with your answer. That is the main key to crack any interview. You can say that becoming a teacher means you will inspiring the next generation. There is a clean career path, and this kind of creative, because not every student is the same. What makes you a good fit for the school? Mainly, this question depends completely on the school's requirement. Before going for the interview, you can check that what are their requirements and you can prepare yourself according to that. For example, if I say, if you are going for a very reputed school, then you can say because of the diversity of opportunities. And if you are going for a small private organization, then you can say because I will be able to add new ideologies and make bigger impact. What characteristics do students want their teacher to possess? Few points you can say here, like listening, patience, honesty, strong communication skills, and so on. How does a teacher's personality affect their success? It's all about positivity. If you are passionate, patient, or cooperative, then it will be easier to connect with the students and think of innovative ways in which to explain different subjects matter. What role does discipline play in teaching, and what is your approach? Discipline boosts a child's self-esteem because it teaches self-control. My approach is that it teaches the child what he or she can do, what he or she cannot do. How do you incorporate parents or guardians into students' education? You can say build trust with parents, communicate effectively, provide home opportunities to students. What do you believe is the place for technology in the classroom? Technology in classroom provides teacher with more tools to support students like worksheets, textbooks. It is basically an opportunity to connect with their students in a new way. Tell me about your teaching philosophy. Your teaching philosophy is going to be your self-reflective statement about learning and teaching. For example, You can say my philosophy is teaching is to create an environment that allows for supervised exploration or to learn something new. You can also add a good teacher cannot begin or continue to inspire learning without being a learner. How would your past students, peers, or administrators describe you? You can answer here organized, dedicated, loyal, independent. You can add things according to yourself. What questions do you have for us? Here you can express thanks. You can ask about the salary structure and job timing. Tell me about yourself. What your introduction should be like how it should start and how it should end. So first you will start up with your full name, then you will give information about your location, then about your qualification, means your highest educational qualification. Then if you have any job experience, then you can mention it there. Family details in short, and you can mention your hobbies. This is optional, but make sure that your hobby should be productive. This is a sample introduction. Okay, like you can say, I am Niharika Singh, residing in Mumbai. I have completed my graduation from THK College. If you are a fresher, then you can say, for now, I am a fresher and looking for doing something productive to invest my time. And if you are an experienced, then you can say, I have worked in BM school as a teacher for 2 years. And now I want to upgrade myself, so I am looking for new opportunities. I come from a business family background, and that's why I know the importance of time and punctuality. My hobbies are cooking, reading, and so on. As I mentioned, it's optional and you can add it up to yourself. Why should we hire you? These are the most common questions that are asked. So you can say, share your knowledge. Show them that you have skills and experience to do the job and deliver great results. Work experiences, if you have any. You can share about your work experience, what are the things that you have faced and challenged in those years. Skills related to job. Share stories of how much you have made a difference to a child in a classroom and how you successfully taught a challenging lesson as a result of what you have learned from that. Career goals. To master a specific skill, gain additional certification, sharpening your presentation skills, discovering more and more new things. Extra factors. You can add up your extra factors here, like any more special skills you have or any more knowledge you have. Questions about teaching experience and background. What do you like most about teaching? You can say inspire and influence. It is the responsibility of shaping future generation. Improvement and learning will go hand in hand to make a real difference in child's life. What do you dislike most about teaching? You can say stressful work environment. As teacher must handle stress and able to do multitasking. Lack of respect, as sometimes teaching feels like a thankless job, especially when dealing with difficult students. What do you feel are the biggest challenges facing today's education system? The challenge is the imbalance between the efficiency, the pace of learning quality, and overall learning experience in online and offline classes. There is a huge demand for lifelong learning to cope with social and technological changes. Describe your teaching style. This is completely on your teaching experience that you what you want to add here. If you're a fresher, then it's completely fine. But if you're experienced, then these are the examples that I'm saying you. You can add up or edit it accordingly. You can mention here about the 3 Ts, which are directing, discussing, and delegating. Which means what to do, how to do, and when it needs to be done. How would you organize this classroom? You can say a few tips like teach students to stay organized, give away items you don't use, stay creative with storage. How do you manage your teaching duties? You can say a teacher should be good in time management because punctuality is the key. planning and preparing lessons, encouraging student participation, monitoring students' abilities, strengths, weaknesses. What is the greatest success you have ever had with teaching? You can add it accordingly for experience here. This question can be asked if you are having any prior experience. Few things you can say here: risk, be consistent, fun, and energetic. What do you think is the greatest challenging facing today students today? The most common thing you can add here is distraction, lack of discipline, or you can add mental health and wellness. What is the greatest challenge facing teachers today? You can add understanding the different learning challenges among students, challenges in the classroom, work life balance, and so on. What qualities make a great teacher? You can say good points like good communication skills, listening, punctuality, patience. Describe your worst teaching day. What did you learn from that experience? Here also you can add up your thing based on your experience. But if I will give you an example, then there was a day when the class was shouting so much and you wasn't able to handle them. And you have learned that managing is so much important for a teacher. How do you motivate your students to become active learners in your classroom? Create a threat-free environment, use positive competition, give students responsibility. What are your strengths? Adaptation. Being adaptable means you are flexible and can adjust to any new situation. Within the workplace, it is important to have adaptable employees that can be flexible when new and challenging situations arise. Honest. Showing a commitment to honesty in your answer can be a sign of willingness to take responsibility for all that you do and is an attractive quality in a team player. Example, when I realize I have made a mistake, I immediately go to the person who is most affected by my error and tell them the truth. Flexible. Part of being flexible is adjusting to unexpected challenges. Employers might ask you to describe a problem to show how you can overcome obstacles. You can show your flexibility by focusing on an unexpected problem you faced and the steps you have used to solve it. Fast decision making. If you make decisions quickly, you are decisive. Having the capability to make quick and effective decision can help you become more productive because it will help you save time and make better use of resources. No matter what is your job, this is an effective skill which you must possess in our fast-paced world. Troubleshooter. It means a person with special skill in resolving dispute or a problem. For example, if I say an English teacher is absent and you need to cover those 40 minutes of class as the students are shouting. So, how you are going to handle that situation is a skill. Self motivation. Self motivation or the ability to encourage others to start and continue working is an important skill for many careers. The interviewer may ask this question to evaluate how you start your work and progress independently. What are your weaknesses? Straightforward. There is nothing wrong with being straightforward or not. There are different approaches to send the truth without hurting their feelings. If you feel that the benefits of a direct approach overweight the risk, go for it. Sensitivity. In most workplaces, you will need to be able to take a certain degree of criticism. However, many people take criticism to heart, making it difficult to move their past mistakes. While this is certainly a weakness, it shows your interviewer that you are honest about your own insecurities. Talkative. Talking too much is a great weakness to give in an interview, and it shows that you are an honest person. Some people like to talk a lot, but they are not very good at listening, which is an important skill to have. Trust people very quickly. Being too trusting can be weakness if you allow the toxic actions of a few to negatively impact you or your team. All it takes is shifting your view and actions so that you do not live in a rainbow colored world where everybody is lovely and gets along well. I cannot say no when people in need. My greatest weakness is that sometimes I have trouble saying no to request and end up taking on more than I can handle. In the past, this has led me to stress, burned me out. Why did you take teaching as a profession? I want to hear from you all that why do you want to take teaching as a profession? Then I will add up mine.
Because it's a noble job.
Yes. And
To teach them a good knowledge.
It feels nice when you make a difference in someone's life,
yes,
like a life changer. In small little things, but yes, it does make a difference.
yes, that's a good point.
For me, teaching as a profession is like I like to help small kids, like in art and stuff. So there are some kids who are learning a problem. So I like to help small kids as well.
Okay.
And when you take a teaching as a hobby, it is a rush of joy like no other thing can give you.
Yes. And
Also, it keeps you creative and keeps you track on knowledge. You can never be just forget any knowledge on English language regarding like this.
okay. Anyone else want to add anything else or should I proceed?
To know about a child psychology of students.
Okay. So,
And like to support the younger generation, ma'am.
And any more points? Okay. To build up your knowledge and willingness to learn, as mentioned, you are eager to learn new things, to part knowledge and shape young minds, sharing knowledge. Working as a teacher, you will be able to see the visible progress in your child's ability, and it guaranteed to send you home with a smile on your face and a real sense of pride. Remember, they need you to help them get where they want to be in life. So, you will be important. How do you prepare for a demo class? There might be a situation comes in an interview where the interviewer tells you to take a demo class. So you will have to prepare for that. These are the steps for it. As you know, practice is the key to perfection. So you must practice as much as you can. Before entering a class, you need to prepare a lesson plan to present how you are going to conduct the class. While you practice, make sure that you are clear about the lesson that you are going to take. Choose those lessons which you know completely. Do not go for the unknown ones. What if we don't hire you? You can answer here, in case if I don't get hired, I will appear for other interview and try to find the best fit for myself. And I will not repeat the mistakes that I have done here and improve myself. Finally, do you have any question to ask? You can express thanks, ask about the salary structure and job timing. Do's for interview. Dress appropriately for the school. Your personal grooming and cleanliness should be impeccable. Know the exact time and location of your interview. Know how long it takes to get there. Park, find a restroom to freshen up. Arrive early, 15 minutes prior to the interview start time. Treat other people you encounter with courtesy and respect. Their opinions of you might be solicited during hiring decisions. Offer a firm handshake, make confident eye contact, and have a friendly expression when you are greeted by your interviewer. Listen to be sure you're understanding your interviewer's name and the correct pronunciation. Even when your interviewer gives you first and last name, address your interviewer by title Miss, Mr., or Doctor and their last name until uninvited to do otherwise. Maintain good eye contact during the interview. Sit still in your seat. Avoid fidgeting and slouching. Respond to questions and back up your statements about yourself with specific examples whenever possible. Ask for clarification if you don't understand a question. Be true in your response while being concise in your wording. Be honest and be yourself. Dishonesty gets discovered and is ground for withdrawing job offers and for firing. You want a good match between yourself and your interviewer. If you get hired by acting someone other than yourself, you and your employer both will be unhappy. Treat the interview seriously as though you are truly interested in the employer and the opportunities presented. Make sure you understand the employer's next step in the hiring process. Know when and from whom you should expect to hear next. Know what action you are expected to take next, if any. When the interviewer concludes the meeting, offer a firm handshake, make eye contact, depart gracefully. After the interview, make notes right away so you don't forget critical details. Write a thank you letter to the interviewer promptly, means whenever you will receive any reply from the interviewer through your mail or through any other source of communication, then be ready to reply to that accordingly. Don'ts for interview. Don't make excuses. Take responsibility for your decision and your actions. Don't make negative comments about previous employers or teachers. Don't falsify application materials or answer to interview questions. Don't teach the interview casually as if you are just shopping around or doing the interview for practice. This is an insult to the interviewer and to the organization as well. Don't give the impression that you're only interested in an organization because of its geographic location. Don't give the impression that you're only interested in salary. Don't ask about salary and benefits issue until the subject is brought up by the interviewer itself. Don't act as though you would take any job or are desperate for employment. A job search can be hard work and involve frustration. Don't exhibit frustration or a negative attitude in an interview. Don't go to extremes with your posture. Don't slouch and don't sit rigidly on the edge of your chair. Don't assume that a female interviewer is Miss or Mrs. Address her as Miss. Unless told otherwise, if she is a PhD holder, then you can address her as doctor and her last name. Don't chew gum or smell like smoke. Don't allow your cell phone to sound during the interview. If it does, apologize quickly and ignore it. Don't take a cell phone call. Don't look at even a text message. Don't take your parents, your pet, your spouse, fiance, friends, or anyone to the interview. If you are not grown up and independent enough to attend an interview alone, you are insufficiently grown up and independent for a job. What employers are looking for in teacher candidates. While different employers will seek out different qualities in candidates based on the school and opening, there are three main things hiring managers or the interviewer are typically seeking in their candidates. First is skill fit. Interviewer will likely first ensure you have got the basic skills and certification to meet their needs. Depending on the opening, they may also be looking for teachers with specific specialities or technical skills, such as bilingual teaching experience, which means speaking two languages or more. Qualities fit. Most interviewers should also ensure you have got the right personal traits and qualities that will make for a successful student-teacher relationship. This may include qualities such as dependability, responsibility, innovation, creativity, patience, or adaptability. Third is culture fit. Every school is different and likely has different requirements for teaching methods and philosophies. Many will likely seek to understand your own methods and whether they align with that of the school based on the needs of the students. Teachers are the most important aspect of culture-based learning, as they should work towards motivating students to achieve not only academically but also socially, culturally, psychologically, and spiritually. This is a format of your CV, that how you should prepare your CV. First will be your full name, then your address, phone number, and email ID. You can add your photo if you want. Then your professional summary. Professional summary, you can add like you are dedicated and focused person. You can complete multiple tasks simultaneously. You are energetic and organized. Area of expertise. It means, for example, if I'm saying, you can add here time management. You are professional and mature. Problem solver, which is related to troubleshooting. Work experience, if you're a fresher, then you can completely skip this, you don't have to add it. And if you're having any work experience, then you can add it up here. Job profile, as if you're having any experience, you can add it up here. And if you're a fresher, then just leave it blank. Your skills, you can add up your skills. And last, about the education, means your highest educational qualification or the education that which you have completed from your class 10, 12, or your graduation or any other field, you can add it up in the education. So this brings us to the end of the webinar.
Ma'am, please explain job profile.
Job profile. Yes, so as I was saying, okay, work experience. If you're having any kind of work experience, then you can add it up here, okay? And if you're a fresher, then you can completely ignore it because you don't have to add it. And job profile means if you have worked in any different school or any different organization earlier, then you can add up your profile there. Like if you have worked as a teacher, you can add it up here like you have worked as a teacher. Or if you have worked as any process associate, then you can add it up here as a process associate. So that is for the job profile. Anyone is having any more queries?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please tell me.
When we are, I'm Vijay Lakshmi.
Yes, sir.
When we
You are not audible.
are introducing ourselves, should we use myself or? Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am, can you
When we
please
are
send me
introducing
the
ourselves,
slide?
should we use?
I can't able to hear you, Vijayalakshmi. What
Yeah,
you?
ma'am.
Yeah, ourselves, should we use I am or myself?
I am. Which slide you are talking about actually? Can you please tell me?
When we are introducing, ma'am, ourselves, we introduce the interviewer, no? When the
Okay,
interviewer asks, introduce yourself. Should we use
okay.
myself or I am?
This one, right?
Yes,
Correct.
ma'am.
Yes, you can. Yes, you will say I am. This will sound much more better and appropriate.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hi, ma'am.
Yes, yes, Seema.
Ma'am, actually, I joined late when you were telling about the do's of the interview. So
Okay.
I missed out the starting slides. So can you please brief me all quickly so that I can understand from where you started, just to prepare for the interview?
Okay,
It would be very
so
helpful for me. Or either you can share the slides, previous slides with me, or anything, ma'am.
okay, I see. Okay, so I am starting from the first, but I will go a little fast because all
Yes,
the
yes, that's not a problem. Yeah.
okay. So I was telling about the interview. That interview is basically a meeting where the interviewer will ask you questions, okay, and you have to answer it, and they are going to see what you are going to offer them, and on basis of that you are going to be selected, okay.
Right.
These are the probing questions that they might ask you, that why did you decide to become a teacher, what makes you a good fit for the school, what characteristics do students want their teacher to possess. These are the questions that might be asked, not exactly the same,
Okay.
okay.
Yeah.
Next is tell me about yourself. This is the introduction part where you are going to tell you about yourself, and this is in a proper sequence.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the sample introduction. Okay. If you are a fresher, then you can add it up here. I am a fresher and I'm looking for doing something productive to invest my time. And if
Okay.
you're experienced, you can add it up your experience there. You come from which family? For example, come from a business family background, and that's why you know the importance of time and punctuality. And
Okay.
your hobbies must be productive, or it is optional. If you only want to add it, you can add it, or otherwise leave it.
Okay.
And why should we hire you? You can share your knowledge, work experience, skills related to job, your extra factors.
Mm-hmm.
Questions about teaching experience and background. These are the questions that are asked to check your background. Okay. That why do you like the most about teaching? What do you dislike most about the teaching? Your teaching style. How would you organize the classroom? Your teaching duties. Then what are your strengths? Okay, they will ask you definitely. They will definitely ask you what are your strengths. You can say adaptation, honesty, flexibility, fast decision making, troubleshooter. Troubleshooter. Okay, let me explain you what this troubleshooter is about.
Yes.
Troubleshooter is basically a skill. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
it means a person with a special skill in resolving dispute or a problem. Okay.
Okay.
Then self motivation. What are your weaknesses? You are straightforward, sensitive, talkative, trust people very quickly. I can't say no when people need me. Then
Yeah.
why do you take teaching as a profession? That is completely up to you. What you want to add it up here.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for a demo class? The interviewer might ask you that to take a demo class in front of them so that they will get to know how you know about to manage a class. So you have to practice it beforehand.
Okay.
What if we don't hire you? You can say them that I will apply in different job in different companies and I will mark out the points. I will not repeat the same mistakes again there, and you will improve yourself.
Yes.
Finally, do you have any question? Express thanks, salary structure and job timing. Those for the
Yes.
interview you have seen, right?
Yeah. Yeah. That I have seen.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So these are the only slides before
So
that.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for repeating the slides for me.
And anyone else?
Ma'am, can you please share all these slides because even me also joined late.
Okay, then you can talk to your counselor regarding that. Okay, they will help
I,
you and guide you accordingly.
yeah, of course you share to them.
Sorry?
You will share to them, now.
You can talk to them. They will definitely help you with that.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. And anything else? Anyone?
Good evening, ma'am. This is
How to
Shruti
upload?
here.
Yes.
Ma'am, for the demo class, is it that we will be given the topic there in the school, or can we prepare a topic in advance and then attend to the interview?
See, that depends on the interviewer. Okay, he might say you that if you have planned any lesson for yourself and accordingly yourself, then you can take up the class, or might can happen then that he can give you a particular topic. That completely depends on the interviewer. But for the safe side, you can prepare it first, means according to yourself, and you can practice. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
And anyone else want to say something? Okay, so I am assuming that everyone have understood everything. So all the best, everyone.